Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. It's Mary Ellen. I don't think I said that the right way that I normally do. That's okay. Welcome to an episode of Craft with Me where I work on my artist journal, my artist folio. Oh my goodness, by the time this is over maybe I'll get it right. I have a morning cup of tea. The construction is back. It is still roaring and shaking and doing all of the things, and my brain is still very unhappy. However, unhappy is not the same thing as unable, and we are going to bash on. That's what we're going to do, bash on. So, when we last left each other, here we are. Oh, so before I get started, I feel like this is required. Ideals magazine, this is one of the bingos that I asked you to take it on faith that I had done one of these, and I do. And it's a beautiful fall journal. Just gorgeous, just gorgeous. So anyways, there we are. That might be useful for the fall journal. I'm gonna make a big noise. Bang! There we are. Okay, now where we last left off. Where we last left off was creating a paint palette. And it's dry. This green is a bit tacky though. And I think that's because there was a lot of goo. Oh, well that was not the best of ideas. But it does call into question the whole notion of getting a cover for it. So at least there's that. How about these other ones? Yeah, it's just the green one. Not entirely sure how I can fix it, but you know what? We don't have to worry. So we were here. Yes, and we had to do the paintbrush. We have to do the flippy downs, maybe a little cover. We've got these done. That looks very, very refined. Cut the top. So I think this will go here and that will go there. Yes, it will. Let's cut that end. Cut that end. There we are, get rid of that. So that's going to stick out just a little bit, so I need to do a little bit more. That's better, okay. So I want to put it in the middle. Gotta get rid of these bits. Here. So, what to report today? Jay's lost. I'm not a fan, but it's okay. We don't have to panic. Beautiful day out today. My goodness, it's sunny. A bit of a wind. Now then, I feel like this needs to be a little bit grunged up. So we will do that. Just so it's not so screaming. Bright. There, that's a bit better. And I think another thing that I can do, because anything worth doing is worth overdoing, as we well know. Let's just make this look used. Wow. Interesting to see how these, there, that's better. Now I've got that all wet. Okay, well, you know what? It is what it is. By the time that dries, the glue will be down. So this is Friday. And plans for the weekend include stressing over baseball. I have a couple of auction items to pick up, which is super exciting. There we are. And I really do want this book finished, folio finished, to get started on. This is going to work. I think what we need to do is a little bit of clippy clips, because that was fine. There. Oh, that goes there. Okay. That looks better. So, one of the things that I want to do is this paintbrush. And I had a thought for how to do that, so I'm going to move that out of the way. And my thought is I don't know how to accomplish this exactly. I'll do it with this. That's the L, that's the S. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. So there. And then, technically speaking, if I glued that down somewhere, I should be able to do that. Okay, that's not straight. There's your problem. They're all straight except that one. Oh, here. One, 2, 3, 4. So that would be good. Now, the question is where to put it. Technically speaking, it should go there. And then just come out and then go back in. Yeah, I don't see why not. Okay, where is this? And I don't know why. It's like I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on it. Just want to get her done. There we are. Well, there we are. That is what it is. If I glue it like that, that'll be fine. And so I need to do some same kind of schmutzing. Whoop, whoop. And I think I'm okay that piece is bit. Here we are. What do I want to do? Do this. I want to see if I can recharge any of this and then just sort of scoosh it around and pick up some of the paint. See if that works. Oops. Yeah, a little bit. Yep. Yep, that works. Now I got another now I got another thing that I've got to try. Oh dear. Well, one of the things is this might fit. This won't. That won't. But this one will. So, okay, we've got one card. That's fine. Now then, what was I thinking about this? So I had two thoughts. First thought was to do something that was very reference material like this. The other thing that I thought of was to, let me get some scrap paper here. I remember having some. Yes, I do. So let us, so having, just gonna tear it. It'll be fine. So this is a thing to open, but I was not thinking about opening it. I have watercolor paper somewhere kicking around, but having an idea, no, it's this way. Having an idea of just creating a waterfall of watercolors or watercolor paper. I think that would be just fine. Because I think that also functions well for this book. There's not a lot of that kind of stuff kicking around. So that is what I will do. And these could go in other pockets maybe. We shall see once this all gets dried. Now then, what did I want to do? I was doing watercolor paper. And I think I have some right over here. Oh, look at that. Just like that. Anything else? No? Okay. A bit of fabric. I'm always finding fabric. Okay, so what do we want this size to be? Oops. So if it goes to there, 3 inches is going to be wide, 2.5. 2 is too small, 2.5. Okay, 2.5 is going to be the width. Width. 2 3/4. Can always cut it down. Nope. Yep. Okay. And next, there is a little serration, an edged serration here. I want to just slice off. we are. There. Okay, there's that. Now I need probably 1/4 inch to glue. So 1/4 inch, 4 1/4. How many of those do I get? I get 2. All right, well, 4 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 1/4. Just means I need to get another sheet of paper. That's all that means. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that moved. That's so annoying. So there's one. Which side is this? That's the heavy tooth. That's the heavy tooth. There we go. So that goes like that. That goes like that. So cards sort of stack-ish like that. It's 1, 2, and so I need another piece of paper. Didn't say I was going to be right back, but I assumed that you would know that that was going to happen. 2 3/4, I think is what we said. 2 3/4. So this weekend's baseball games are going to be quite tense. Well, they're not tense if we don't win. I mean, they're not tense if we win. They're tense if we don't win. Just gonna make sure. Yes. There, look at that. That's all kinds of sweet. And then we said 4 1/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4. Sometimes my brain doesn't count right, and it will think 4 is 5 and 5 is 4, like in terms of just the visual. So counting it makes sure that I get 4. I don't always make a mistake. It just adds to the fun and excitement, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Here we are. Got that. It's 1/4 inch. And this should be also a 1/4 inch. Should be 1/4 inch on the other side. So there's that. There's that. 1, 2. And 4. So these are different kinds of watercolor paper, different colors. So we have some heavy tooth and we have some light tooth. So let's switch those around so they are like that. And do I want to do anything with the for grins and giggles? We shall see. I need the brush, I really do. I could move the water. There's one edge. Here, there's two. And then this should be the third, and I need a little bit more water. There. Is that okay? So we have that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is white as white can be. In an otherwise grimy as grimy can be book. Hilaire. Well, only one thing for it, I suppose, and that is just the vaguest color of color. Though the ones inside shouldn't be, it should just be sort of the bottom, because the rest of them will be covered. That makes a little bit more sense. Functional sense, anyways. Okay, here we are. Good job. I swear to God, it takes 20% of the time to do 80% of the work and 80% of the time to do the last 20%. There is a thing called the 80-20 rule, of which that is essentially the ruling logic. And I'm just going to fold it a couple of ways. And I'm just going to do some placement, just so that I have a sense of how this is all going to go. Okay. So what do I want to do here? I want to see what the distances are. So that's, okay, a 1/2 inch should be the thing. I think that's more like a 1/2 inch. 5/8. 5/8. Wow, 5/8. Somebody's done a lot of sewing. Okay, so that's 5/8. And that's going to go down like that. Okay. And I'm going to do something really ridiculous, and I'm going to see if I can't glue it all at once. Now then, what do I want to do? I want to get just onto the edge, I guess, maybe? Okay. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. Okay, and that one just went all gollywampus. Somewhere there's going to be a stick. Okay, stop moving it. Okay, so there we are. Boom, done. Paintbrush. Is this dry? It is dry. We could do that. Nope, we have to do it that way because that's the way we inserted it. Where's the paintbrush gone? It's the water. Oh, got another wet thing. Frantically drying the paintbrush. Okay, that's how it's going to go. It's going to go like that. Technically speaking, I can make that shorter. Let's do that. As Rachel Rock's Creation would say, I'm just eyeballing it, as we have done most of this in terms of eyeballing. Top, there we are. And then that gives that some space. So I need to do half and full, okay? So half. And then full. That's pretty great. wonder if this is probably going to be done. Oh, wow, that just moved. I don't like that idea. Just smushing is going to be fine. Oh, and it closes. That was one of the things that I thought of might not go so well. And you heard that pop, and that's because that's sticky. Now then, that would be fun. It'd also be super useful. Do I have anything that might work? Oh, don't be silly. Do not be silly. Of course I do. I ironed that. It's got a print to it, but I could put it on the back. Let's just try. This is why it takes me so long to finish stuff, because I keep getting, it's like, oh, let's do one more thing, one more thing, one more thing. Okay, so I need to iron that before I glue it, because I just will not be able to cope with that. That will make me bonkers. So are we done? I think we're done. Does this card go in here? Oh, it does. Okay, so that's good news. That goes. Does this go in here? Ooh, barely. Yeah, I can't stand that. I don't like it when things are too hard to push in and push out, because that's just frustrating. Having said that, here. We're at 27 minutes. Here we are. Oh, I didn't do that one. That's all right. There we are. And then I don't have anything for that. Come on. Oh, that's just a little bit long. There we are. That's a little better. And I think, nope, yep. Nope, I'll have to do medium. Really? There we are. Lost my strength. There we are. So we've got that and that. We're gonna have to iron this and put that down. And I think this is, yeah, and let that dry a little bit more, but I think that's gonna be a really useful cover for the palette, so that when it flips over, even if it were wet, it would go there. And then I think this is going to be a really good, well, not that bit, tie. And this is massively large. So what can I do? I think what I'm going to do is cut it. And I'm going to, am I going to rip it? Yeah. I'm going to rip it in two, and then I'm going to sew it in the middle. Because if we're going to be in this, in the iron room has got the sewing machine. That was satisfying. These will go there, like that. And so this will be an attach. And yeah. Could even do it that way if I wanted to. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna call that, woo, done. Done for, except for the little bits, and I can't do any of the little bits, and I've got to undo so the paint gets to dry. Boy, that green is persistent. So I need green, I need that, but we are done. That was immensely enjoyable. I am not gonna lie. Highly, highly encourage this as a possible make for you. That is just a lot of funness and joyness. And we have 23 minutes left. So let's do a little bit of cleanup on all 5 before we start another project. Don't mean to bang. The ink's out of the way. Sorry, still banging. Don't mean to. That's another ink. That's a stamp. That's a little bunch. Some gluey glues. All of the other stuff, etc., etc., und so weiter, und so weiter. I will clean the rest of that up later, because what I desperately want to get to, have I mentioned this before? I'm not sure. Newsflash. This is what I want to do. Sing-songy voice. I want to do one of those. Where is my book? This book I will use. Here. It's this one, really. This is one book, and this is another book. So these are the 2 books that I have expressly purchased for the purposes of creating ephemera folders. These are 4 by 1 inch pockets that are peel and stick. And these are 3 by 5 peel and stick. And they come with 3 by 5 cards, which is kind of adorable. But I don't need the cards. But I do want the stickies. So we've got that, and this is the first book that I want to use. Rachel, when she did hers, she used, she was using up some of her 12 by 12 paper, and she was using like really fancy stuff, like 49 in Market and Stamperia and so on and so forth, and it had a lot of designs, and I don't know if I wanted to do designs on mine, and because I have the paper, but I like that paper, I might use that paper. So I have some white paper that I'm almost certain that I am not going to use because it's kind of white, like it's very white. And so she did, first step was she did, no, first step I am so excited. Gotta calm down. This. So this is Blue Horizons, Paradise Isles of the Pacific. I just like the size. What is the size? For all of you inquiring people, measure it the right way. It is 7 inches, 7 by 10. And technically speaking, we can just pull and go. It will be a National Geographic, and so that means that it is probably very well made. And I just pull that off camera because I have no upper body strength. It's just barely touching. It is not deep at all. Ugh. Still, this is the fun part, or a fun part. Oh, there we are. Is it because of that? I think it is. Oh, there it is. It pops right out. There's that one. Oh! And there we are. Ta-da! Ta freaking da! I got a book. And I got some really nice end papers. And this, I think, should be a wonderful boiled book. If it's National Geographic, I suppose it could be citrus salt. So I'm going to keep that end paper. This is another beautiful end paper. There we are. Those two beauties. And this is glued. Yes, it's very glued. Do I care about the gluing? I don't think I care about the gluing. So we will put all of that aside for the mo. Keep it. In case we need it. So I have no idea how people figure out how many signatures. But if I were to do 1/8 of an inch, let's just say for argument's sake, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Be 6 signatures. 6 signatures is a lot. But let's say, so 6 signatures. Oops. And Rachel did 3 folios each, which is 18 pages times 4, which is 272. 72 page ephemera holder. That seems like a lot. Still, we'll go back to this because it's the fun part. The other reason why I like the whole idea of the white is because Why? Because the back is going to be white as well. And I don't have very much at all in the way of double-sided. I was going to say double-sided pretty paper. There is a lot of variety in this white, I'm not going to lie. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. 5. And what else? Another fleur-de-lis, why not? Pourquoi pas? There we are. Okay, so we'll do 6 to start. See what kind of trouble that gives us. And then we reserve the right to go back and mess around. Now Rachel's book was a monstrously large, like it was a big old book. And I don't think I have the, I don't have any, do I? Yeah, I probably do. I don't want to do a book that big. I want something that I can easily handle and play around with and be on screen. Point being, the pages were bigger than her 12, and so she had to do a little bit of Frankensteining to make these work, as I think I might have to do. Why does that make any sense at all to me? It doesn't. So, what is, so this will eventually be like that. So if I did it the length, this is still going to be 14, I think. 6 3/4. And this is 12? This is 12. I can just do 6. Or I can do the other book. This is probably less complicated. Let's try that as an idea. There is no harm and no foul having taken the first one apart. Goodness. Now that one's, this is 5. 5.5. What does the cover of this one look like? It's a nice green, not gonna lie. Well, let's fold a piece of paper, shall we? Just for grins. It's not like I don't have a bunch. And not recommended to fold it on top of something that's uneven if you have expectations of getting your page to be it's 10-ish. 10-ish. There. So you could do that. You do that. That would look ridiculous. So you do need to have okay. Let's try that. Smarty pants. So my paper is not the poshest. which is totally okay. And it has a natural border to it. Because I have white, you can barely see it, I suppose, but it is this border along here. I could probably do this cut, make that like that, fold it again, and then we have 14, which may make things interesting. And just like Rachel, she had to Frankenstein her pages as well. And I feel somehow that the Frankensteining adds to the charm. And if I prove this concept, I may not necessarily do the matchy matches with the paper. There we are. Put that over there. And the dot isn't going to matter at all. We fold it again, which is at 7 or 7-ish. That's the page. Oh, yes, yes, look at that. Oh, that's marvelous. Look at us. I know what I'm going to do now. Okay, so it is, we've got about 8 minutes left. I am not going to burden you with the rest of this folding, but I surely will keep at it now that we have made a start on it. And when I return, there will be progress made on my Blue Horizons ephemera book. That's going to be lovely. Look at the amount of stuff that's going to hold. That's going to be a whole bunch of those, and let's see what it will hold in terms of 3x5s. Probably at least 2. So what they ended up, they also did this. So they turned the angle so that you could do sides as well as top feeders, which is pretty spectacular. So that would be 4 to a page. And the whole idea would be to, you know, be able to put those in and then put in the little bits and pieces. These would probably go into something like this and just be a whole lot easier to manage and handle. And also see, so that when we're looking for something, we can just flip back and forth. The other smaller one I might do for project based. So we would then have put all of this into there, and so when we're doing the project, we can sort of flip back and forth as opposed to having this huge pile. So I am on board with this project. I am so excited to get a start on it. I think I have mentioned that a time or two. The other thing that you could probably do to get rid of this if you didn't like it all that much is to use washi tape just to cover it. And I might do that just to add some visual interest. That might be something fun. Anyways, that is all for now. All the trouble that I have been able to cook up in about an hour. We finished the Egypt artist book. There is some ironing I need to do, a little bit of sewing I need to do, but it is good as done. And we are good start on the ephemera journals. So that I think is all for now. I don't see anything else that I need to say. As always, thank you so much for joining. Always appreciate your support and your comments and your company. It means the world to me. It really does. Like, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye now.